Hey, what's going on? This is Jeeps here from TalkMusicBiz.com. Selling beats, hip-hop beats. It's a business unto itself. Somewhat unique within the business, though not unheard of really in the last, I'd say, 5 to 8 years has it become a prevalent form of business within the music business. I know that there are tons of beat makers out there, very talented beat makers, and I do get quite a few emails based on what do I do? What do I ask for? How do I gauge my worth? Am I getting ripped off from this, that, or the other thing? Well, before I start to say anything about how you may want to approach selling one of your beats, I do want to say that there is no standard protocol of how this contract or a contract or agreement goes. It is street deal to the walls, legal street deal, and anything goes. You could sell it flat out, which is called a work for hire, or you can negotiate for no money and get a higher percentage of the back end. That being said, so let's say you've written a couple beats and somebody has an interest in it, and you're more interested in getting some money up front for your beats. I average probably about 40 beats a year, 40 to 70 beats a year that I write, actually, and I sell to music libraries, which is a little different than selling to a rap artist. Obviously, when you sell to a music library, there's a possibility of your beats and stuff getting used, and there's a bigger backside if it gets landed in a commercial or a film or TV or some kind of media broadcasted entity. But in most cases, beat makers and DJs are making beats to be placed on CDs or street tapes, whatever the case is, hopefully for sale. Something that I mentioned earlier is the work for hire scenario, which means, and it's not necessarily the best thing in the world, but it just depends on where you're at and how bad you need the money. Work for hire means that somebody pays you $500 for the beat and it's a walk away. Here's $500, you give me the beat, you have no ownership to it. If you feel compelled to do that for whatever reason, you know, it's like playing roulette when you're in the business of selling beats. Exactly how many beats are brought to a point where they're making somebody even $50,000 or $100,000 is extremely low. Of course, we all kind of hang on the fact that maybe this beat with this rapper will go all the way to the top, and wow. The work for hire deal comes in handy if you're new and building a rep. You know, if you're getting some of your creds together and stuff like that, you would sell a beat and it would be a work for hire, but you make sure that the producer and the record label puts your name in on the credits, at least giving that much. You know, you don't want to be stealing or get stolen from and somebody gets the credit for your beat. The other deals vary from, you know, an amount of money and a percentage of the publishing and the writers, because really in rap music and hip-hop music, there's two components. There's the rapper, which 99.9% of the time writes his own lyrics, his own rhymes, and there's the beat maker. The guy who makes the beat is the whole thing, the beat and the samples and the riffs and stuff like that. There's two very important components. So a lot of times a cohesive partnership, which means, all right, I won't take that much money, but I want to split, you know, with the publishing and the writers, is also a strong deal. It's a secure deal, but what you don't know about that is how many units is that going to sell, and there's a long payout process to that. You know, if you've done a very small deal, like maybe you sold a beat for $200 and got that kind of a deal, and the thing flops out, it flops out. If you've done a $500 deal on a work for hire, you've walked away with a little more. So there's a lot involved in negotiating, selling your beats. It's still a piece of artwork. You know, I consider it music still. I know a lot of people think hip-hop and rap doesn't have a lot of music value. I do. I think it has tremendous value, and it is a soundtrack in the history of America. And I think it's very, very important, the hip-hop rap movement. But nonetheless, there is that business. So if you're a beat maker, you're making beats, and you want to approach people, or people are approaching you, just know that you know, you have these options, which is the work for hire. They pay, you walk away, they take the beat and just give you credit, or there's a split in getting a little less money, getting some of the publisher and the writer's percentages, and if it does hit, then you can see some decent cheese. My dad, 75 years old, wrote a track in 1978. And this real famous rapper from Japan, I can't remember his name, actually licensed out my dad's work. My dad was getting a royalty checks from a rapper at 75 years old. You know, so depending on, once again, where you get your beats to and who you get it to, there's possibilities for licensing and making some money. So I don't know if I went too far along. I don't want to blow smoke up anybody's ass about this industry, and it is kind of a dog-eat-dog world. There's a lot of great beat makers and a lot of great rappers and a lot of great new young indie record companies in the hip-hop rap market that are pushing forward. Just make sure that when you go into these deals, do a little research. You just got to do a little research. Read a few books that are out there and just understand the mechanics of the industry. But it is a very viable business model, just making beats and selling it. So I hope I answered a couple questions there. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for checking out Talk Music A Biz.